Hey folks, Austin Communications, and welcome to a new VHS DVD update. I also have a few Blu Rays to show you too. But anyway, I'll start with the VHS tapes. Start off with this giant batch of VHS tapes I got while I was over with my grandmother's for a week. Here is Manhunter. It was one of the first, one of the 10 movies I got for $1. This one thrift store, and this is the director's cut of Manhunter. This is the widescreen presentation, Anchor Bay, and for $0.25, I think it was like they were $0.25 each. I think it's a pretty good deal. So Manhunter, the director's cut from Anchor Bay. So it's a solid movie. I would not say it's better than Silence of the Lambs, like Entertainment Weekly says superior to Silence. I wouldn't say that. But I like Manhunter. It's still a good movie. Michael Mann did a good job with Manhunter. There's Manhunter. Another one I got for $0.25, American Splendor. I've heard about this movie. Never saw it. I know it's based on a graphic novel. Paul Giamatti. It's supposed to be a good movie. So, we'll give it a look sometime. Stuff you do for $0.25, Screwloose. I like Mel Brooks, but this looks like shit. Looks like a really, really bad comedy. But we'll see. It looks like a really bad slapstick comedy. This movie looks terrible, but we'll see if it's any good. Maybe if I review some Mel Brooks films. So if I review Spaceballs and History of the World Part 1 and maybe Robin Hood Men in Tights or Dracula Dead and Loving It, then I'll review that one as well. Another one I got for $0.25, 10 for $1, Season on the Brink. Brian Dennehy is Bobby Knight, the college coach who threw the chair and was a total pain in the ass, but was also a really good coach, legendary coach. So when I saw the trailer for this, it looked good, so I'm glad I picked this up. So for cheap as I did, that's a good deal. Another one for $0.25. Of course, it says $1, but I didn't get it for $1. Superstar with Molly Shannon and Will Ferrell. This is basically another one of the SNL movies. After Wayne's World, they did, based on the original characters. Night at the Roxbury, I think, came before this, or this came after. Yeah, this came after Night at the Roxbury. I haven't seen it. I just remember this character being kind of just, her character just being kind of awkward and weird. Like, I remember she, like, put her hands inside her armpits or something, and she'd, like, sniff them or some weird shit. She'd be like this. She'd like, do something like, she'd be like, and then, it's fucking weird. But I guess she was sort of funny, because you can see she's putting her hands in her armpits there. Some weird shit. Molly Shannon. I know this is not did do very well in the box office, but I'll give it a look sometime if I'm going to review SNL movies. So like if I do Wayne's World, then I'll review Wayne's World and Night at the Roxbury, Superstar. Because I already reviewed Coneheads, so that's Superstar. Another one for $0.25, Little Buddha. Keanu Reeves trying to really break into serious acting. We'll see how this is. It looks pretty bad to me. A Triumph. The trailer, I know my mom checked it out and she didn't mind it, but I'll give it a look. It might surprise me. Maybe I'll give it a look with another drama of sort of like, Fish Out of Water story, City of Joy with Patrick Swayze. Little Buddha. We have Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks, Paul Newman, Jude Law. This is when Tom Hanks was trying to do something a little bit different. This is also based on a graphic novel as well. So, maybe a double feature American Splendor? I don't know. But Road to Perdition. Home Team, which is a Steve Guttenberg, which is basically the Big Green all over again. Like, I literally read the back of this, and it sounds almost exactly the same as the Big Green. Henry Butler, Steve Guttenberg's gambling addiction ruined his soccer career and landed him in jail. But that part's the only thing that's different, which then also reminds you of the Mighty Ducks with that whole landing in jail thing. The kids form a real team. The home administrator discovers Butler's soccer past and asks him to teach sport to the kids, thinking a team sport will help the kids become better adjusted. Because as a condition of his parole, he must perform community service at his children's home for abandoned boys. Like the Mighty Ducks, you know. The home administrator discovers Butler's soccer past and blah, 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 blah. He refuses, so she coaches... Okay, the home administrator discovers Butler's soccer past and asks him to teach the sport to the kids, saying a team sport will help the kids become better adjusted. He refuses, so she coaches the team herself. That sounds like the Big Green. The kids form a real team. Find a real team? What's the difference between a real and a fake team? Find a sponsor and join the Inner City League. There's only one problem. They are terrible. That's a big problem. Butler is finally moved by Karen's determination and decides to help. With practice, the team becomes a well-oiled machine. Just giving away the entire... This is not even a good synopsis for this movie. You read the back of this, you've already seen the freaking movie. There's absolutely zero surprises. Just when things start going their way, the home burns down, and social services has no choice but to separate the kids and place them in different foster homes. Now they're playing for more than just winning games. They're playing to save the home and stay together. Comes down to the championship game, and Butler has a chance to make good on some old mistakes. Sounds like the Big Green. In fact, they should have just called it the Big Green 2, and the home team should have been the subtitle. So Big Green 2 home team. But I'll give it a look sometime when I watch the Big Green again. I remember liking the Big Green growing up. Another one I got for a quarter, The Shawshank Redemption, classic movie. Believe it or not, I have not actually seen this movie yet. I know I've heard one of my friend Matt, one of his favorite movies, and I have not seen Shawshank Redemption. Woe is me, I haven't seen it yet. Do need to give it a look, definitely sometime. That's why I picked it up. So Shawshank Redemption. Another one I got so I can give it another look, Minority Report. I remember not being the biggest fan of this film. I'm pretty sure it'll be better than Total Recall, though, or Total Recon, the Total Recall remake, which is a piece of shit. And Colin Farrell's also in this as well. The one part I remember the most about this film was the jetpack scene, because it reminded me of The Rocketeer. This is pretty much the one moment that I remember the most about Minority Report. So I'll give it another look sometime. Here we go with Eye of the Eagle 3, which is the third Eye of the Eagle movie, the Eye of the Eagle franchise. Yeah. Another franchise you probably never heard of. Eye of the Eagle franchise that New Horizons did. It's a Vietnam War style franchise. I have the first film on DVD. So this is Eye of the Eagle 3. All I need to do is get the second one. Which for some reason I think I had the second one somewhere. I don't know if I have it in Oklahoma or not. So that's Eye of the Eagle 3. And then The Human Shield with Michael Dudikoff, which I think this is on DVD, but I think it's a little bit hard to find. This is definitely one of his better films, The Human Shield. I remember liking this a lot. I remember liking it, so it got a good review by somebody, a fast-moving action adventure. So it's basically it says it's the first motion picture to portray the frightening and unthinkable events of the Gulf War. Okay. But anyway, this is Human Shield, Michael Dudikoff. It's usually considered one of his better films, so I'll give it a look sometime when I watch some Dudikoff flicks. When I'm in a Dudikoff mood. So that's Human Shield. Another great war flick, Hamburger Hill. This is the letterbox version. This is the one that's in widescreen. So I picked it up. So watched. I mean, the widescreen version is on VHS. Those are really nice to find. I think Live Video was the only ones that really made widescreen VHS tapes. I don't remember any other companies doing that. So, yeah, Hamburger Hill, classic movie. And then we have Into the Sun. I got another copy of this because I want to see it. I think I'm going to watch this pretty soon. I might review the Iron Eagle films afterwards because I did Top Gun recently. After I do Jaws, I might want to do something a little bit different. So I think I'll do Into the Sun, and I think I might review Flight of the Black Angel, which is another great movie. But I haven't seen this yet. I'm a big fan of Michael Pare, and this looked like fun. So Into the Sun. And yes, I got this stupid sticker on the back. I can't take it off because of fucking Value Village and their stupid stickers will just tear off. Just rip your cover shreds. Got some decent reviews though. Movie Gazette said thrilling air scenes, and Pare is top notch. So that's reassuring. Then I got The Boys from Brazil, which is this is a crappy Avid Entertainment release, but it works. Crazy cover here. It's basically the craziest plot. Basically, the plot is this: Academy Award winners Laurence Olivier and Gregory Peck star in this electrifying thriller based on the bestseller by Ira Levin. Alive and hiding in South America, the fiendish Dr. Joseph Mengele, Gregory Peck, gathers a group of former colleagues for a horrifying project. He wants to clone Hitler. Barry Kohler, Steve Guttenberg. Steve Guttenberg is in this? What? I hope he's playing for the home team. Gets wind of the project and informs famed Nazi hunter Ezra Lieberman, Laurence Olivier. But before he can relay the evidence, Kohler is killed. Mengele continues his murderous plot, creating 94 young Hitlers and killing the fathers to simulate the madman's own boyhood. As Mengele moves closer to producing global terror, Lieberman alone must discover the terrifying extent of his plan and stop it. So basically we have old men versus old men battle at the end. Well, that's going to be interesting. I'd love to see those fisticuffs between Laurence Olivier and Gregory Peck. Oh, that's going to be an epic fight. So that's Boys from Brazil. I only paid like 50 cents for it, so it wasn't really like it was that much. Castaway. And no, it's not Castaway starring Tom Hanks. It's a different Castaway starring Oliver Reed and Amanda Donoghue. And I only watched a little bit of the opening because there wasn't any trailers on it, but it actually had a pretty good music at the beginning. Nicholas Roeg, it's directed by Nicholas Roeg, the same guy who directed Don't Look Now with Donald Sutherland. So it's interesting. Maybe I'll do a review of this and then review Tom Hanks' Castaway. So, yes, folks, there was a film called Castaway before Tom Hanks was screaming for Wilson. So, maybe that's what Castaway should have been called. Screaming for Wilson. Wilson! Well, this is Castaway with Oliver Reed. It's a canon film. Here's Phantom of the Opera. This is a Video Treasures release. But this is interesting because this is basically a little bit like the 1984 version of Metropolis, because basically it's a stunning new experience for the 90s, it says. This is basically the 1920 classic Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney, but it's basically restored with a powerful new soundtrack by Rick Wakeman. So basically it's got a new soundtrack by Rick Wakeman from the band Yes. It also has an intro from Christopher Lee. So I'll give it a look sometime. I think I might review Metropolis 84 and then Giorgio Moroder's Metropolis and then review Phantom of the Opera, the stunning new experience of the 90s. So anyway, this is Phantom of the Opera, the 90s version, I guess.